Wait, before you even think about your next car purchase, pause for just a moment. Because 2026 isn't just another model year. It's a reset. Automakers aren't tweaking designs anymore. They're rewriting their entire playbook. New platforms, new powertrains, new interiors, and technology that finally feels like the future people have been promising for years. If you've been holding off, wondering whether to buy now or wait, this is a year that changes that decision. What makes this moment different is timing. Electrification is no longer experimental. Hybrid systems are no longer compromises. Software has become just as important as horsepower. And design, real design, is finally catching up with technology. The cars arriving in 2026 aren't just better versions of what we already have. Many of them are something entirely new. And here's the part most people don't realize yet. Some of the biggest changes aren't obvious at first glance. They're hidden in the way these cars drive, the way they think, the way they interact with you. This isn't about flashy screens alone. It's about how vehicles are evolving into intelligent machines built around the driver. Before we go further, if you enjoy content that actually helps you understand what's coming instead of rushing you into hype, hit the like button. It tells the platform this kind of breakdown matters. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve before everyone else catches on, make sure you subscribe. Now, let's talk about what's really arriving in 2026. One of the most noticeable shifts is how automakers are approaching design. For years, cars have looked aggressive without purpose. Sharp lines, oversized grills, and fake vents. That era is fading. The new designs are cleaner, more aerodynamic, and more intentional. Everything has a reason now, from airflow to battery cooling to sensor placement. Take the next generation of electric sedans and crossovers arriving in 2026. They're lower, wider, and smoother, not because it looks cool, but because efficiency matters. Every mile of range counts. And manufacturers finally understand that subtle design ages better than shock value. Inside, the transformation is even bigger. Buttons are coming back, not because screens fail, but because usability matters. Automakers learn the hard way that drivers don't want to dig through menus to adjust basic functions. The interior is arriving, and 2026 balance digital and physical controls in a way that finally makes sense. Seats are smarter too. Materials are lighter, stronger, and more sustainable. Some brands are using plant-based leathers that outperform traditional materials. Others are redesigning seat structures to reduce fatigue on long drives. This isn't luxury for show. It's comfort engineered with intent. Then there's the software revolution. Cars in 2026 are no longer frozen at delivery. They evolve. Updates improve range, refine suspension tuning, enhance safety systems, and even change how the car sounds and responds. The idea of a car aging the moment you buy it is disappearing. Performance is changing as well. Not just faster 0 to 60 times, but smoother, more controllable power. Electric torque delivery is being refined to feel natural instead of abrupt. Hybrid systems are smarter, switching seamlessly between electric and combustion without you noticing. What's fascinating is how different brands are interpreting this future. Some are leaning fully into electrification, delivering silent, instant performance with long range and rapid charging. Others are perfecting hybrids that offer electric driving in the city and gas freedom on the highway. Both approaches are improving dramatically. Safety in 2026 vehicles is also reaching a new level. Driver assistance systems are no longer just reactive, they're predictive. Cars can now anticipate traffic patterns, adjust speed before congestion, and reduce driver workload without taking control away from you. The goal isn't autonomy, it's confidence. And yes, some of these systems will feel invisible when they work properly. That's the point. The best technology doesn't demand attention. It supports you quietly. One of the biggest surprises for many buyers will be how affordable some of these advancements are becoming. What used to be luxury-only features are now filtering down into mainstream models. Heated and ventilated seats, advanced driver assistance, high-resolution displays. These are becoming standard, not optional. This shift is forcing competition, and competition is good for buyers. Brands can't rely on reputation alone anymore. They have to deliver real value. Another important trend is how cars are being built globally but tuned locally. Automakers are designing global platforms and then fine-tuning them for American roads, driving habits, and expectations. That means better ride quality, more usable power, and interiors designed around how people actually live. Range anxiety is also becoming less relevant. Charging infrastructure is expanding, battery efficiency is improving, and charging times are dropping. The conversation is shifting from "can I live with this?" to "which one fits my lifestyle best?" And that's the key point of 2026. Choice. Real choice. You're no longer forced to choose between performance and efficiency, between technology and reliability, between comfort and capability. The new generation of cars is blending these qualities in ways that were impossible just a few years ago. But not all change is obvious right away. Some of the most important advancements are structural. New platforms that improve crash safety, lower centers of gravity that improve handling, and modular architectures that allow future upgrades. These are the foundations that will define the next decade of driving. If you're someone who likes to keep cars for a long time, 2026 models are particularly important. They're built to age better, technologically, mechanically, and visually. This is the first wave of vehicles designed with long-term software support in mind. And that changes ownership completely. You're not just buying a car anymore. You're entering an ecosystem. Now here's where suspense really comes in. Some of the most talked about vehicles arriving in 2026 aren't even the ones people expect. There are sleeper models, cars that don't dominate headlines but quietly deliver incredible value, performance, and reliability. These are the vehicles that often end up being the smartest purchases. And as we move forward, the gap between informed buyers and impulsive buyers is going to widen. Those who understand what's arriving will make better decisions, not because they spend more, but because they choose better. This is why watching trends matters. Not to chase them, but to recognize when real change is happening. And right now it is. The cars arriving in 2026 represent a turning point. Not a concept future, a real one. And as that future starts to feel more real, something interesting happens in the buyer's mindset. People stop asking, "Is this technology ready?" and start asking, "Which version of this future do I want to live with?" That shift is subtle, but it's powerful. It means trust has begun to form. Not blind trust, but earned trust built through years of gradual improvement and real-world use. One of the most important changes you'll notice in 2026 vehicles is how natural everything feels. Early electric and hybrid cars often felt like experiments. They were impressive, but they reminded you constantly that you were driving something different. In 2026, that novelty disappears. The driving experience,